Jai Gurudev, Vande Gurum Shivam Sambam Dakshina Murtimavyayam Yatvandanena Mandopi Vinded Guru Samanatam Ya Devi Sarva Bhuteshu Buddhi Rupena Samstita Namastasyai 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 Namo Namaha Kadalagi Kasindu Kannir Malgi Oduvardamai Nannirikku Vipade Vedam Nanginum Mei Porulavadu Nathan Namam Namashivayave. Namaskarams. My humble pranams to Parama Pujya Sri Sri Gurudev. My namaskarams to all of you. Naamajapa. Nama is the name. To address a person, we need to know the name. Even though we do not have name, but we are known by a name. The soul takes a birth and it is known by a name till it reaches its final journey. So, likewise, the Lord, who is there at all the places, he is called as Vishnu, he who is present in all the beings. Vasudevaha, he is staying in all the beings. He is a Shakti in all the beings, but still we call him with a name. That is called as Nama. Nama. Just as we saw, the formless takes a form and the nameless takes a name. We, the formless, have taken a form and we are known by a name. And everything, the Vyavahara is known only by the Nama, names. Likewise, the Naamajapa is so important in our Sanatana Dharma, the eternal system. Just as we address a person by the name, "Hey Rama, come here," just by hearing these words, he would come to us. Likewise, the all-pervasive God is ready to come to us just by addressing him by the names. This is known as Naamajapa. Jap, to murmur. So we go on murmuring, we go on repeating these names, and by the Naamajapa we are able to be connected to the Supreme at all the times. And in this Kala, this Kalikala, Naamajapa is one of the easiest form to communicate with the Supreme and to be with the Lord at all the times. Just as we carry our dongle to all the places and we are connected to the system, likewise this Naamajapa connects us to the Supreme at all the times. Let us see some of the names of the Supreme God in different forms. And different forms, why there are different forms, are also explained in our Sanatana Dharma. It says, Yekaivaham Jakati Atra Dvitiyaka Mama Apara, Devi says. And Ekam Sat Vipraha Baudha Vadanti, the Veda says. The truth is one, but it is called by many names. It takes different forms based upon the Bhakta's Sankalpa, Bhakta's vision. And these are explained in our Vedas and Agamas. And some of the Naamajapas we are going to look into. And this Naamajapa helps us to pray to the Supreme in the way we could. Just as they say user-friendly, the Naamajapa is the best user-friendly worship which the Shastras have prescribed. And there are no restrictions, there are no any particular place that you have to sit. You can sit and chant, you can stand and chant, you can walk and chant, you can run and chant. At any point of time, you can be chanting Krishna Krishna, Rama Rama, Shiva Shiva, any namas. And Namaha, Om is the beginning, Namaha is the end. Namaha, as we saw, Namaha means Namaha, Namaha. I am egoless, I am egoless. Once we are egoless, we are able to get connected to the Supreme God. May Lord Shiva help you to know is Jnana, to be blessed with the Supreme Shiva Jnana. The Naamajapa for Lord Ganesha. Ganesha, who is present in our Mooladhara, and he who removes all the obstacles, and it is from he our journey towards the Supreme begins. Lord Vinayaka, Vignaraja, and his Nama we can chant as Om Ganapataye Namaha. Om Ganapataye Namaha. Om Ganapataye Namaha. By chanting the mantra, Lord Vigneshwara removes all the obstacles. Here, obstacles are our previous karmas. It is not just the obstacles which we see today, but what are all the karmas that we could have accumulated in all our previous births are removed by chanting Om Ganapataye Namaha. May Lord Ganesha remove all the obstacles and bless you with peace and happiness. Lord Skanda, Subramanya or Kartikeya, the son of Lord Shiva and Shakti, the younger brother of Lord Ganesha, he who blesses us with wisdom is called Subramanya or Skanda. His name can be chanted as Om Skandaya Namaha. Om Skandaya Namaha. Om Skandaya Namaha. Om Kartikeyaya Namaha. Om Kartikeyaya Namaha. Om Kartikeyaya Namaha. May Lord Skanda, who represents the Sushumna Nadi, and Valli and Devasena represents Ida and Pingala, and through the Sushumna we are able to reach the Supreme Lord Shiva at the Dwadashanta. May Lord Skanda show us the way to the Supreme Lord. Om Skandaya Namaha. Lord Ayyappa, Aryan Pati iti Aryapaha, he who protects the dharmic people. Aryan Pati iti Aryapaha. And that Aryapaha, we address him as Ayyappa, just as we call a person with a pet name. Likewise, Aryapaha, we call him as Ayyappa, and he is the form of Dharma Shastra. So we should address Lord Ayyappa as Om Shastre Namaha. Om Shastre Namaha. Om Shastre Namaha. Om Dharma Shastre Namaha. Om Dharma Shastre Namaha. Om Dharma Shastre Namaha. By addressing him as the Dharma Shastra or as Shastra, he who commands, the commander, he will show us the way. He will show us the way in the right path, the dharmic path. May Lord Shastra show us the righteous path. Shiva, Shivam Bhuyat. Shivam is auspiciousness. He is Parashiva, the formless Supreme, takes the form and formless, which is called Sadashiva, in the form of Lingakara. In the Shivalinga, which is known as Sadashiva, we have a form. At the same time, it is formless. We are unable to see the particular hand or legs like we see in other forms. So he is known as Rupa and Arupa. So when we worship Lord Shiva in the form of Sadashiva in Lingakara, we should worship him as Om Samba Sadashivaya Namaha. Om Samba Sadashivaya Namaha. Om Samba Sadashivaya Namaha. Om Shivaya Namaha. Om Shivaya Namaha. Om Shivaya Namaha. And he has many forms as Natesha, Nataraja, he who is dancing in all of us. In all of us, his dance is there. When Shiva goes away from us, we become Shava. So every day we should see each and everyone as Shiva. That's why we wish everyone with this kind of namaste. So we worship the Shiva in everyone. So when we see a Natesha, we should worship him as Om Nateshaya Namaha. Om Nateshaya Namaha. Om Nateshaya Namaha. Om Natarajaya Namaha. Om Natarajaya Namaha. Om Natarajaya Namaha. And Lord Shiva is in the form of Dakshinamurti also. All our questions are answered by Lord Dakshinamurti. When we worship Lord Dakshinamurti, who is facing the southern part and we have to face the northern part. North is known as Uttara, and it's not only the direction. Here Uttara means the answer. All the questions that we may have in our life about the Supreme are answered by Lord Shiva in the form of Dakshinamurti. To him we should worship him as Om Dakshinamurtaye Namaha. Om Dakshinamurtaye Namaha. Om Dakshinamurtaye Namaha. Om Gurave Namaha. Om Gurave Namaha. Om Gurave Namaha. And by worshipping Shiva, we are able to know the purpose of our birth in this mundane world and to the supreme world, which at the end of our journey we will be reaching. And Shakti, the Parashakti, who is there with Lord Shiva at all the times. They are inseparable. Shiva and Shakti are always together. It's called Samaveta Shakti, and she is worshipped as Om Parashaktiyai Namaha. Om Parashaktiyai Namaha. Om Parashaktiyai Namaha. Om Devyai Namaha. Om Devyai Namaha. Om Devyai Namaha. Om Manonmanyai Namaha. Om Manonmanyai Namaha. Om Manonmanyai Namaha. Devi, who is in the form of Shakti, who is the Bija, Vishwasya Bijam Paramasimaya. And Shiva and Shakti are the seeds. All of us, both animate and inanimate, are part of this divine parents. So Shiva Shakti Bhyam Namaha. Om Shiva Shakti Bhyam Namaha. Om Shiva Shakti Bhyam Namaha. Om Shiva Bhyam Namaha. Om Shiva Bhyam Namaha. Om Shiva Bhyam Namaha. When we worship them as the Ardhanadishwara, we should worship them as Om Shiva Bhyam Namaha, by which Vagartha Viva Samprikto, Vagartha Pratipattaye, Jagatah Pitaro Vande, Parvati Parameshwaro. Just as the words and the meanings are inseparable, likewise Lord Shiva and Shakti are inseparable, and they are there in all of us and guiding us towards them. Om Shiva Shakti Bhyam Namaha. Om Parvati Parameshwaraya Namaha. Haranamah Parvati Pataye. Hara Hara Mahadeva. Haranamah Parvati Pataye. Hara Hara Mahadeva. Haranamah Parvati Pataye. Hara Hara Mahadeva. By chanting to Lord Shiva and Shakti, Haranamah Parvati Pataye, Hara Hara Mahadeva, is the Deva of all the Devas. And Hara Hara, you have two Hara. The first Hara is Sambodhana, calling Lord Shiva, Hey Hara. And second Hara is Hara, you remove all my karmas. Hara Hara Mahadeva, Haranamah Parvati Pataye. Here Namaha, at once we say Namaha. Haranamah Parvati Pataye. Namaha. Na means negation and Maha means Mamakara. I do not have my ego. Hey Lord, please remove my ego. I am egoless. Once you are egoless, you are the God. Haranamah Parvati Pataye. Hara Hara Mahadeva. So by worshipping Lord Shiva and Shakti, by these mantras, we are able to get connected to the Supreme and enjoy the experience. The Supreme bliss are being, enjoyed by us. Mahavishnu. Vishnu, the all-pervasive God. He who is there in all the beings. The subtle form. In Gita, Lord Krishna says, Rathakatyeva Saratihi. Just as the charioteer controls the chariot, likewise our Sharira is controlled by the Paramatma. So to worship Lord Vishnu, we can chant Om Vishnave Namaha, Om Vishnave Namaha, Om Vishnave Namaha, Om Narayanaya Namaha. Om Narayanaya Namaha. Om Narayanaya Namaha. Om Vasudevaya Namaha. Om Vasudevaya Namaha. Om Vasudevaya Namaha. By worshipping Lord Vishnu, we invoke the energy, the divine energy, by which we are able to understand the supreme conscious and ourself. And by understanding ourself, we are able to understand the world we are in and the people around us. When we worship Lord Vishnu, this goddess Mahalakshmi, the Shakti of Vishnu, should also be worshipped. We should worship goddess Mahalakshmi. We should invoke her blessings with Om Mahalakshmiyai Namaha. Om Mahalakshmiyai Namaha. Om Mahalakshmiyai Namaha. It is goddess Lakshmi who blesses us with wealth. Wealth is not the wealth we see in this mundane world alone, but all sorts of auspicious things. May goddesses Lakshmi and Lord Vishnu bless all of you with Saubhagya. Brahma, the creator, and the divine Shakti, Maha Saraswati, are so important in our life because they have the data of all our births. Lord Brahma, you can see him in the Koshta around Lord Shiva. Around Shiva, there will be Ganesha, Dakshinamurti, Lingodbhava, Brahma, and goddesses Durga. And Lord Brahma is invoked with the mantra Om Brahmane Namaha, Om Brahmane Namaha, Om Brahmane Namaha. And goddess Saraswati, who blesses us with the knowledge, not only the knowledge of what we need for this mundane world, the degrees or whatever we may need, but of the Supreme. Who am I? Koham, Soham, Shivoham. So to invoke her blessings, Om Saraswatyai Namaha, Om Saraswatyai Namaha, Om Saraswatyai Namaha, Om Vagdevyai Namaha, Om Vagdevyai Namaha, Om Vagdevyai Namaha. By worshipping her, we are blessed with the supreme jnana to know about ourselves. Goddesses Durga. Durga, Durgati Harini. She who removes all sorts of negativities. And she who blesses us with victory. Jaya Durga. So to invoke goddesses Durga's blessings, we should address her as Om Durga Yai Namaha, Om Durga Yai Namaha, Om Durga Yai Namaha. Durga, in the form of Mahakali, Mahalakshmi and Mahasaraswati, she is addressed as Chandika. Om Chandika Yai Namaha, Om Chandika Yai Namaha, Om Chandika Yai Namaha. Kalau Chandi Vinayakau. In this Kalikala, worshipping Lord Ganesha and Shakti in the form of Chandika blesses us with fruits much faster. Hence, Kalau Chandi Vinayakau. So, Chandi Parayana, persons who have undergone the Diksha can chant the Chandi Parayana. The Naamajapa, we can chant her at all the times. For Naamajapa, there are no restrictions. At any point you can travel. During a travel you can chant. While cooking you can chant. While playing you can chant. So it is like our vital breath. Nama is nothing but like our vital breath. Without breathing we cannot be alive. Likewise, Nama, without the name we cannot be alive. In the sense which makes our life meaningful, which makes our life to be productive, to be helpful for each and every beings. So Om Chandikai Namaha, by chanting goddesses Chandika, addressing her as Om Chandikai Namaha, we get the blessings of goddesses Mahalakshmi, goddesses Mahasaraswati and goddesses Durga. Anjaneya, Buddhir Balam Yashodhairyam, Nirbhayatvam Arogata, Ajadyam Vakpatutvancha, Hanumat Smaranad Bhavet. Lord Anjaneya Once we think of humility, we can think only of Anjaneya. Once we think of a disciple, we can think of Anjaneya. Once we think about a messenger, we get the thought about Anjaneya. Just by the smarana, just by his thought, we get the bala for our buddhi. Buddhir balam, yasho dhairyam nirbhayatvam. We become fearless. To invoke him, we can chant this mantra, we can chant this nama. Om Anjaneyaya Namaha. Om Anjaneyaya Namaha. Om Anjaneyaya Namaha. Om Hanumate Namaha. Om Hanumate Namaha. Om Hanumate Namaha. May Lord Anjaneya bless us with Ramasmarana. Bhairava. It is Lord Bhairava who is going to witness the Mahapralaya. At one point of time, after millions of years, when this world is, the whole universe is going to get into one source, from the source from where we came from, it is Lord Bhairava who is going to witness it. That is why at all the temples you can see Lord Bhairava facing the western side or the southern side. After the main prayers for Lord Shiva, we keep the key in front of Lord Bhairava and we have to give the report. The Acharya has to give the report that today we did so much of prayers to Lord Shiva and please take care of it. It is Lord Bhairava who protects our mantras. The Sannidhya are protected by Lord Bhairava. To invoke Lord Bhairava, Om Bhairavaya Namaha, Om Bhairavaya Namaha, Om Bhairavaya Namaha. And by worshipping Bhairava, we become fearless. Kali, she who is present at all the times. She knows our past, the present and the future. To invoke her, we should chant her name as Om Kalye Namaha, Om Kalye Namaha, Om Kalye Namaha, Om Bhadrakalye Namaha, Om Bhadrakalye Namaha, Om Bhadrakalye Namaha. Bhadra is auspiciousness. She who blesses us with auspiciousness at all the times. Just as a mother, the mother, once she sees her child, she is always filled with compassion. Likewise, Kali, she knows our past, present and the future at all the times. She blesses us with auspiciousness. Hence, she is called as Bhadrakali. May Bhadrakali bless the whole world with auspiciousness. Before we begin any prayers, we should always start our prayers to our Kuladevata. Kuladevata is like our family doctor. The whole Kula has done the worship to that particular form of Shakti. Shakti represents in many forms. So that particular form, we will be connected to it. Like in telecommunication, we may have, the common source is one, the satellite. But we have different numbers. So each one are connected to a particular number. So that is known as our identity, that number. Likewise, the Kuladevata is very important. So Kuladevata Prarthana is very important. If we know those names of the God, we can chant with the name. So let us see some of the names of the Kuladevatas. And people who do not know their Kuladevata, they can chant as Om Kuladevata Bhyo Namaha, Om Kuladevata Bhyo Namaha, Om Kuladevata Bhyo Namaha, Om Kuladevata Yanamaha, Om Kuladevata Yanamaha, Om Kuladevata Yanamaha, Om Kuladevata Yei Namaha, Om Kuladevata Yei Namaha, Om Kuladevata Yei Namaha. Only the ending changes based upon it's in the form of man or woman. So they are also Shakti is expressed in different forms. The mantras connects us. So we may have the same connection, but each one will have a different email IDs, different passwords. Likewise, the gods take different forms based upon the Bhakta's Sankalpa. So there are many Kuladevatas, Grama Devatas. We will go through each Grama Devata. Munishwaraha. If a person's Kuladevata is Munishwara, He can pray to his Kuladevata as Om Munishwaraya Namaha, Om Munishwaraya Namaha, Om Munishwaraya Namaha. By praying to Lord Munishwara, he protects us with his Trishula and removes the illusion about the world we live in and blesses us with Shivajnana. Nrisimha, the Lord who came just by a call of the devotee. Many ask whether Lord Narasimha is there in the pillar even today. They always say, he is there waiting for us. But we should be the Prahlada. We should totally surrender ourselves to the God. So to invoke Lord Narasimha, Om Nrisimhaya Namaha, Om Nrisimhaya Namaha, Om Nrisimhaya Namaha. By invoking him, we get the blessings of Lord Vishnu, who is all pervasive and he who protects us at all the times. May Lord Nrisimha remove the evil and bless the whole world with prosperity. It is Lord Shiva has taken the form in the form of 5 elements called Panchabhuta Kshetra. In that, Lord Arunachala is in the middle, and whatever we offer into fire, nothing remains. Likewise, worshipping Lord Shiva as Arunachala, all our karmas are exhausted. So, to worship Lord Shiva as Arunachala, his nama would be Om Arunachalaya Namaha, Om Arunachalaya Namaha, Om Arunachalaya Namaha, Om Namo Bhagavate Arunachalaya, Om Namo Bhagavate Arunachalaya, Om Namo Bhagavate Arunachalaya. May Lord Shiva, who is in the form of fire, burn all our karmas and blesses us with peace and happiness. It is our sampradaya to worship the Mother Earth every day. It is she who has given us the place for us to live. We are able to sit, we are able to stand, we are able to walk because of the Mother Earth. And to her, we should worship her as Om Prithivye Namaha, Om Prithivye Namaha, Om Prithivye Namaha, Om Bhuma Devye Namaha, Om Bhuma Devye Namaha, Om Bhuma Devye Namaha, Om Bhudevye Namaha, Om Bhudevye Namaha, Om Bhudevye Namaha. Before we begin our day, we should worship her and begin the day and take her permission to proceed with all our work. The 5 elements which we are made up of and the whole world is made up of, we are greatly indebted to. Our Sharira remains because of the 5 elements. The people whom we see are there because of the 5 elements. The world we live in are here because of 5 elements. That is why our Paramapujya Guruji takes greatest care in taking care of all the 5 elements around the world. So to worship the 5 elements, the nama would be Om Prakrityai Namaha, Om Prakrityai Namaha, Om Prakrityai Namaha. May the whole world, which is made up of these Pancha Bhutas, the 5 elements, be happy. Om Shanti. It is our blessings to have a divine Guru, Paramapujya Shri Gurudev is in the form of Avatara Purusha. Once we hear the name Avatara, the God comes down to guide us, the Jivatmas, Rama, Krishna. We have seen many avatars. But Avatara Purusha is they who, they are very common, like a human being. Why? Because when they come as avatar also, we may have our own distance. We keep some distance from the avatara. But when they come as Avatara Purusha in the form of human being, we try to be with them. And our Guruji is Avatara Purusha through whom, the whole world is being guided towards peace and happiness. We are greatly indebted to our Paramapujya Shri Guruji for showing us the path towards Dharma. Jai Gurudev. And this Jai Gurudev, the Nama, for all, like the card, we can access any money with it. Like when you say Jai Gurudev, the Nama which our Gurudev has given, Jai Gurudev, you can connect to all the gods. All the divine Shaktis are there in Jai Gurudev. So let us chant Jai Gurudev at all the times and be connected to the Supreme and be blessed with our Guruji's Anugraha. Jai Gurudev.